Hey guys, so I actually just got done listening to The Shining on the audiobook, and so I thought I'd just go ahead and rewatch The Shining, the Stanley Kubrick version. I've only seen it once, and I didn't really, I won't say I didn't like it, I just didn't care for it. But after reading the book, I'm kind of curious to see what I think about it now. I do know a few things that happen behind the scenes. I know that there's a lot of controversy because of the way that Stanley Kubrick treated the lead actress. You know, I think she had a breakdown because of this movie, and which is kind of sad, and it does kind of taint the movie for me. But I thought I'd just go ahead and give it a rewatch to see if I still, if I still am pretty much lukewarm about this movie, not really caring about it. And I know it's one of the most popular movies, horror movies. So I think it's going to be interesting to watch. It's almost 2.5 hours, which I don't recall it being that long in the first watch, but we'll see in this one. Let's just get right on into it. I do know that the book, Stephen King wrote the book because he went to a hotel what was it? God damn it, I already forgot the name of the hotel. But yeah, he wrote the book because he went to that hotel and heard there some ghost stories, and it inspired him to write this book. It's always fascinating to see what inspires authors to write the books. Just based on the music, you're already getting this kind of this feeling of anticipation of doom. That Outlook Hotel. I remember it now. This is actually the Outlook Hotel, is it? Do they ever actually film on that, or do they do a replication of it? I don't think I've seen any pictures of the actual Outlook Hotel.
I don't want to call them Mrs. Torrance.
Okay, this is gonna get annoying quick.
Don't.
Well, that just happens to be exactly what I'm looking for. I'm out.
I don't know what it is about Jack Nicholson here. Maybe it's because I know him from the Joker, but he gives up such a creepy vibe here.
Do you think Dad'll get the job? He already did. He's gonna phone Wendy up in a few minutes to tell her.
See, here, this kind of makes it seem like he has split personality. He's talking. He's the voice of Tony. I'm not sure if they're trying to imply he's being possessed or something like that, but must say, I've only ever seen, as far as I remember, Clockwork Orange, and it does feel like a Stanley Kubrick film.
Nothing.
Is that really how they did it? like the 70s with like the eyes. They literally put your face like an inch from your face.
Well, Danny had scattered some of his school papers all over the room, and my husband grabbed his arm, to pull him away from him. It's just the sort of thing you do 100 times with a child, in the park or in the streets. But on this particular occasion, my husband just used too much strength, and he injured.
She seems very blasé about the fact that her husband, when drunk, dislocated her son's shoulder.
Well, one thing for sure, you don't have to worry about food, because you folks will eat up here a whole year and never have the same menu twice. Now.
Yeah, honestly, I'd be so, I saw like this, this like quiz online about like what horror movie setting would you want to be in. I think I kind of want to be in like this kind of horror setting where it's like isolated, like in the middle of winter, because I don't know, it's just something about the middle of winter just being so isolated with all this snow, and then but making sure you have everything that you need, a lot of wood for a burning fire, and make sure you have all the food for the winter and all that. Yeah, it's just some weird reason I kind of prefer this kind of setting. I'm kind of an introvert, so I'm fine with being alone. So, that might help a little with obviously the cabin fever. As long as I had a ton of books and movies to occupy myself. Honestly, that'd be so fun. Just be able to ride through this giant hotel.
Okay, I understand. I'll come back later on with a couple of sandwiches for you, and maybe you'll let me read something then.
Wendy, let me explain something to you.
See, here's the thing.
Whenever you
It
come in here and
seems
interrupt me, you're
that
breaking my concentration.
before he came to the hotel, they seemed to be fine. Now he's acting kind of like a dick. So I'm assuming they're trying to imply that the hotel is making making him do all this stuff. It feels like such a I guess character change from him, what we see before.
I wish we could stay here.
Yeah, this kid
Ever.
doesn't really emote much.
I love you, Danny. I love you more than anything else in the whole world. I'll never do anything to hurt you. Never.
Why is it that whenever he talks to his wife or his kid, it just comes off as creepy?
Danny, what happened to your neck? Huh?
I mean, he does the real traumatized kid part here fine, but the fact is that he doesn't really act any different than he does most of the movie.
You did this to him, didn't you?
How exactly could he? She found him sleeping, and then he comes in, and she thinks he did it, what? Not too long before he went to sleep.
Here's to 5 miserable months on the wagon and all the irreparable harm that it's caused me.
Yeah. He talks about, all the harm it's caused him, and yet we really haven't seen anything before now. Other than, the one moment where he said he dislocated his son's arm. But they seem to gloss over that fairly quickly. And his wife didn't seem too bothered by it until, where Danny shows up with the bruises on his neck. That's when she starts thinking that Jack might be violent. That, of course, just like before then, him talking about dreaming about killing them.
Bitch. As long as I live, she'll never let me forget what happened.
Yeah, it's, you know, he talks about how he would never hurt his son. But the fact is, he said what? He loves his son once. And then he seems very bitter about not wanting...
Accident.
He seems very bitter when saying he's not gonna... He would never hurt his son. I don't know, it just comes off as he doesn't really care about his son or his wife.
No! It's the truth, really! I swear it! Danny told me! He went up into one of the bedrooms. The door was open and he saw this crazy woman in the bathtub. She tried to strangle him.
She seemed to believe that really quickly. Did she actually see it herself, or did she just believe Danny? Because it always seemed like they didn't believe him about, you know, Tony. It always seems to have that noise whenever The Shining is supposed to, there's anything, I guess, happening with The Shining.
I could really write my own ticket if I went back to Boulder now, couldn't I? Shoveling out driveways, working a car wash. Does that appeal to you?
I tried to seem to imply that he has, you know, he's a troubled writer, but we only see him like writing once. And then he goes off on her, you know, when she interrupts him writing. I don't know. I just don't think anything's built up in this. It's like one thing happens, and then that's supposed to explain all their behaviors. That usually wouldn't happen unless it's, you know, it happens over a long period of time.
Married man, are you, Mr. Grady?
Yes, sir. I have a wife and 2 daughters, sir.
And, where are they now?
Oh, they're somewhere around. I'm not quite sure at the moment, sir.
So, was the chick in the tub, was she his wife? Because we see the 2 girls as well.
Danny?
Rob! Red Rob! Red Rob! Red Rob!
Danny, what's the
Am I
matter?
the only one who finds the kid
Are
annoying?
you having a bad dream?
He barely talks throughout the entire movie, and when he does, he just comes off as irritating. The stupid voice when it comes to, you know, Tony. Wonder how much someone got paid to just write all of that. Unless they just printed it all off.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. I'm gonna bash them right the fuck in.
Stay away from me! Don't hurt me!
I'm not gonna hurt you.
This is kind of unintentionally funny on how bad it is.
Stop swinging the bat.
Even
Put the bat down.
even Jack is embarrassed by her attempts at defending herself.
Give me the bat. Ah, God damn.
Wow, you actually figured on actually hitting him in the head? Which made you think that you could fit through that tiny window? Honestly, I'm kind of surprised you can't get out because he's skinny as shit.
Not by the hair on your chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff.
Okay, let's get to the point that it's getting ridiculous.
I'll blow your house in.
Well, his character seems kind of pointless, other than to explain The Shining. That is creepy as shit. So that was The Shining. The last bit, I'm assuming that whenever, they die, they become a part of the hotel. And I'm assuming it's just those who die because of the, because of the inhabitants of the motel or hotel. That's why they become a part of it. But also, why was it 1921? Why is it that particular year that he, I guess, becomes a part of? Is that the only year that, I don't know, it just I just kind of wondering, because I know it was created in 1908, and I'm assuming there are a lot of horrible things happen throughout the year. Why is it that he appears there? Is it because that's what he wanted, or I don't know. Probably thinking too much into it, but overall, it's just a kind of, I guess, boring as the first time I saw it. I didn't realize how bad the acting was, in particular when it comes to the wife and the kid. But of course, kid, most of it was just, I think it's just the way he's written. It was just so irritating as hell, because a good chunk of the time he wasn't talking at all, and then when he did, most of it was either just this monotone or this annoying ass voice. And of course the wife, although I'm not sure if that's just because of what happened behind the scenes, but yeah, she was just kind of annoying. I mean, Jack Nicholson played it as goofy as possible, which I wouldn't say he's my favorite portrayal, I guess, of kind of the madman, but he was alright. Honestly, I just felt it was kind of boring. They focus so much on hotel, and I don't really think they focus a lot on building up the relationship between the characters, especially there's just the parent, there's Jack, and then Wendy. She's married. They're married, but you really don't get the sense. I don't think they have any chemistry at all. I didn't think it didn't really feel like they cared about each other, really. Maybe that's just, that was on purpose, so that later on it doesn't, I guess they try to explain away why he would do this, because they didn't really feel like they cared about each other. And then of course, I didn't really feel like Jack cared about Danny. So, but yeah, it was just kind of boring for me. I know it's one of the most popular horror movies, but I think it was just a product of its time, because don't kill me for it, but I thought it wasn't a very good movie. But yeah, so that was my thoughts on The Shining, and yeah, I'll be watching the miniseries next, the one that Stephen King actually wanted. So that should be interesting. So yeah, so if you did like this video, give it a like, subscribe to get notifications for all the videos I'll be doing, and you guys have a nice night. Stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.